Topping today's news, the public service workers protest in large numbers outside Parliament today. Members of Parliament pay respects to Vaughn Miller and Dr. Norman Gay. The Bahamas gets its first U.S. ambassador since 2011, and the opposition leader calls on the government to postpone the implementation of the Junkanoo Authority bill. This is your JCN Evening News. I'm Jarino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us. Outside the halls of Parliament today, scores of members of the Bahamas Public Service Union protested and chanted, "Brave got to go." The union and its affiliates, including the Bahamas Union of Teachers, are demanding that the government fulfill the promises they made in regards to pay raises, benefits, promotions, and better working conditions. The Prime Minister attempted to address the boisterous crowd.
I want to tell you all, first of all, the decision to give you all some money came from me, from my heart, because I understood that you all there was nothing to negotiate it. I thought that I'm trying to help all of you. You all will be paid before Christmas. You will be paid before Christmas. I'm going to meet with your
two leaders.
The two leaders. I'll do that as quickly as possible. It may not be any more this week because of my schedule, but no later than Monday, we'll sit down and meet. Okay? I can't tell you.
If he don't meet with us, or he meet with us, he got the right answer. He can meet back here.
BPSU President Kingsley Ferguson explains what the union's position is after meeting with the Prime Minister this morning and what some of their main issues are.
While we were in the House Assembly, he agreed to meet with us. We expressed some issues and concerns to the Prime Minister. He had committed to come out here after much agitation and speak with the people and give them his word. Again, we are concerned about that because there were a number of occasions when we met with the Prime Minister and he gave us his word, but it didn't amount to anything. And so when he meets with us sometime next week, we will trash out the issues and we'll be pleased to come to the media and express what the results of that meeting was. Well, the monies, the retroactivity concerning the monies, the date of payment, which is inconsistent with what the Prime Minister and the Honorable Pierre Glover Roll would have said. We have quite a number of issues relative to civil aviation. We have employees that have been working there who have not received salary increases from 2019 to current date.
As hundreds of public service workers, including teachers, gathered outside the House of Assembly, putting pressure on the government to address long-standing labor issues, opposition leader Michael Pintard sided with workers, stating that they have a right to protest, especially if the government has not been fair and transparent with them.
The policymakers promised salary reclassification. They've promised to provide increments, promotions, etc. Workers are expecting that they will honor the agreement that they made. And so when they raise their voice, they're saying what you provide to senior staff members, permanent secretaries, the gap between the remuneration, the salaries, the allowances for them is far too great when compared to the ordinary workers. And it is wrong that the government is doing that. So workers have a right to say, level the playing field. This is the same administration that has brought back numerous retirees, rewarded them well. They're being paid both pension and they're being paid the salary for the current work that they're doing. Meanwhile, a number of these persons are struggling under the weight of high electricity bills, paying rent, paying mortgages. They have a right to raise their voice.
During the protests, barricades were placed around the Parliament building and Rawson Square, prohibiting the protesters from entering the square. Mr. Pintard does not agree with this.
The Progressive Liberal Party they have the record for putting barricades around the House of Assembly. If you are for the people, from the people, why are you running from the people? It's the people's house. And so the barricades and the way that they are putting it in, I don't fault officers. They're following instruction. I fault the person who made the call. They are doing their job, but the people who are sending the instructions, they're the people we need to fire so that officers are able to enjoy the friendly relationship with their wives, nieces, nephews, cousins who are here fighting for more teachers in the school to close the salary and allowances gap between the average public servant and permanent secretaries or consultants. They have consultants who are not qualified like Bahamian workers. And yet those consultants are making hefty pay, many of them 6 figures. For what? What is the return on the investment for many of the consultants? They have a right, and they are prepared to risk job because they know this is a vindictive administration. They are prepared to come out in the heat to stand up for our children who are not properly served in the school system. So we stand with them.
Do you think the Prime Minister owes it to these persons to come out here and explain to them?
He should come out and talk to the leaders. He should. But more important, he should solve the problem because talk is cheap. He should come out and solve the problem. Why, when you promise September, you're all the way in December? Do you have a cash problem in the government? You're paying some other people. Your salary is paid. I guarantee you, the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister salary is paid. Why aren't their salaries being paid? That's what the issue is, and we stand with them.
As members returned to the halls of Parliament today following a lengthy summer break, they did so in a somber mood as they diverted from the normal course of business to pay tribute to their fallen comrade, Mr. Vaughn Miller, the late member of Parliament for the Golden Isles constituency, the Minister of Environment and for the Natural Resources as well as former Cabinet Minister, the late Dr. Norman Gay, who recently passed away. House Speaker Patricia DeVoe began with a tribute to both Dr. Gay and Mr. Miller. She was followed by Prime Minister Philip Davis.
A rightful decision to provide some moments for us to reflect on our fallen brothers, and more recently, Vaughn Miller and Norman Gay. I wish to pay tribute to those 2 Bahamian giants, 2 men who truly loved their country and demonstrated their love through acts of service that uplifted those around them. Though we mourn their passing, we celebrate what they were able to achieve during their time on this earth, during their journey on this earth, their pilgrimage on this earth. And it's now up to us to carry on their legacies.
Opposition leader Michael Pintard also took the opportunity to remember both Dr. Gay and Vaughn Miller.
Dr. Norman Gay was a fixture in the minds of many young Bahamians who looked at someone who had lived a full life in multiple occupations at the same time. He was respected widely in the sporting community. He could have very well been celebrated for his contributions and accomplishments in sports alone. But he was a noted physician and an outstanding politician. It is with deep sorrow that we mourn the passing of former Cabinet Minister, physician, sports enthusiast, Dr. Norman Gay, a committed servant of the people. His leadership in health, sports, and youth inspired many and no doubt strengthened our nation. People will remember Vaughn because what they do know is that the wealth is not common among all Bahamians, and that here was a man who was not prepared to shrink in his convictions, in his standing up for ordinary Bahamians. We will miss Vaughn Miller. I can easily say we love Vaughn Miller. We appreciated his example. And so we say to his wife, Cassandra, to his son, to his extended family, his political family, the Progressive Liberal Party, we extend our condolences.
Tributes were also paid to trade unionists Adina Burrows and Frank Carter, as well as sports icon Eddie Ford, who also all passed away recently. And finally, in this segment, the last United States ambassador to serve in the Bahamas was Nicole Avant, who demitted office in November of 2011 after a 2-year posting. Well, it appears the vacancy will once again be filled after the U.S. Senate confirmed former NFL star Herschel Walker to serve as the U.S. next ambassador to the Bahamas. Hours after the announcement was made, Prime Minister Philip Davis on his Facebook social media page said the government of the Bahamas notes the confirmation of Mr. Walker as the next ambassador of the United States to the Bahamas. He said, We welcome Ambassador Walker and look forward to continuing our close and constructive partnership with the United States, grounded in friendship, mutual respect, and shared commitment to the progress of our peoples. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back following these commercials.